Good afternoon, Tomcat Nation, and welcome to this week's edition of the Tomcat Report. I'm Shannon Baker. The men's basketball team played 2 conference games, picking up a win over Waynesburg. Against the Yellow Jackets, Tyreek Burton led the Tomcats with 22 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Mur Ozaniak scored 14 points, and Tyrese Robinson had 12 points in the 73-68 win. Against Geneva, Burton scored a game high of 26 points. Murk Ozaniak scored 10 points, and Tyrese Robertson grabbed a game high of 12 rebounds in the loss.
The women's basketball team played 2 games last week against Waynesburg.
Against the Yellow Jackets, Tyreek Burton led the Tomcats with 22 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Mur Ozaniak scored 14 points, and Tyrese Robinson had 12 points in the 73-68 win. Against Geneva, Burton scored a game high of 26 points. Mur Ozaniak scored 10 points, and Tyrese Robinson grabbed a game high of 12 rebounds in the loss.
The women's basketball team played 2 games last week against Waynesburg and Geneva. Against the Yellow Jackets, Jess Vormelker led the Tomcats with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists. Courtney Harriman scored a career-high 14 points, and Taylor Deshawn scored 12 points. Against the Golden Tornadoes, Taylor Deshawn scored a career-high 27 points. Jess Vormelker collected her 10th double-double of the season with 13 points and 10 rebounds, and Sarah Nagy scored 6 points. We would also like to congratulate Jess Vormelker on joining the 1,000-point club against Waynesburg last week. Vormelker is the 15th Tomcat to score over 1,000 points.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm Trey Andrews, and I'm here with Junior Guard Jess Vormelker. First, I would like to congratulate you on your most recent accomplishment. How do you feel about becoming the 15th Tomcat in program history to score 1,000 points?
Thanks, Trey. Obviously, I feel very humbled and very accomplished by getting this 1,000-point mark for my junior year. I feel very blessed to even be put in this position, and I'd like to thank my coaches and my teammates.
So how are you feeling leading up to the game against Waynesburg, knowing the importance behind it?
Well, I was obviously a little nervous just because of how big of a deal the school made it, which was really awesome. But I tried not to put too much pressure on myself, knowing that it was only 3 points that I had to get, so I was hoping I would get it in the first few minutes of the game.
Now that you have reached your career 1,000 points, what's next on your list?
Well, I would love to be able to help turn the program around, get some wins under us for next season. Coming in as a freshman, I really want to help turn around the program for the basketball team, so I hope to do that by the time I'm out of here next season.
That was Jess Vormelker. Back to you, Mitch.
Thanks, Trey. The men's volleyball team picked up 3 wins last week against Deauville, Cayuga, and Hiram. Against Cayuga, Jacob Deroux led the Tomcats with 12 kills and 1 ace. Chance Hoffman collected 8 kills, and Mitchell Patterson collected 5 kills. Against Hiram, Stefan Borgen led the Tomcats with a game high in assists and 32 and blocks with 4. Mitchell Patterson and Jacob Deroux both collected team high in kills with 12.
The men's and women's track and field team competed at the Jessica Starks Open hosted by Capital University on Saturday. For the women's team, Jessica Covine placed 10th in the 60-meter dash, Bailey Cribbs placed 10th in the 400-meter dash, and Marquette Samuels placed 17th in the shot put. For the men's team, Lloyd Meeks placed 5th in the 60-meter hurdle sand, 6th in the high jump. Tyrese Knighton finished 10th in the 60-meter dash and 9th in the 200-meter dash. Hunter House placed 8th in the 400-meter, and Malachi Howard finished 4th in the long jump.
Coming up this weekend on Friday, the men's volleyball team will host Eastern Mennonite University at 4 p.m., and the wrestling team will travel to Thomas More for a conference match starting at 6 p.m. On Saturday, the wrestling team will travel to Baldwin Wallace University for the John Summa Invitational beginning at 10 a.m. The women's basketball teams will travel to Bethany for a game starting at 1 p.m. The men's volleyball team will host Southern Virginia University at 2 p.m. The men's basketball team will play at Bethany starting at 3 p.m. and the men's and women's track and fields teams will compete at the University of Mount Union's Jim Weskey Invitational. Thank you for watching. I'm Shannon Baker.
And I'm Mitch Patterson. Make sure to follow all your favorite Tomcat at home or on the road at thielathletics.com or by following us on social media at Thiel Athletics.